Hello and welcome to the channel. As President Bola Ahmed Tinubu finalizes ministerial lists, those in it and those who shouldn't, we won't make a case for somebody who ought to fall in the latter category. This is really why Kayode shouldn't become a minister in this administration because of his many sins, some of which we go highlight for here. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Tinubu's ministers. Kayode has cases to answer. Show me your friends, and I will tell you who you are. How he deals with Festus Kayode might turn out to be one of the acid tests of President Tinubu's sincerity in tackling governance in Nigeria. Right in front of our eyes, Kayode committed 3 grave offenses which, in any other country where the rule of law prevails, would have landed him in hot waters. 2 of those offenses did not involve you. The 3rd did. Here they are. Fictitious 774,000 jobs in LGCs. Kayode was one of the worst in Buhari's government as Minister of State for Labor. Here is why. History never repeats itself. Man does. Barbara Tuchman, Harvard historian. Kayode announced twice in 2019 and 2020 that the federal government was going to create 1,000 temporary jobs in all the constitutionally recognized local governments in a bid to reduce youth unemployment. The young people were to be engaged for only 3 months. I could detect another scam about to be foisted on Nigerians. In 2020, Kayode, proving Professor Tuchman absolutely right, merely increased the wage to 20,000 naira per month and increased the number of participants and the bill to 52 billion naira. There was nothing original about it. That was the tip-off. I was waiting for the show to start. The constitutionally recognized Lagos Island local government is a small island. It is impossible for 100 people to receive any benefits without all of us knowing about it. 1,000 newly employed would mean 1 on every street of our island. In fact, it was Lagos Island which exposed the Obasanjo's PAP and Buhari government's Koro period school feeding program. All the kids stayed home and nobody brought food. That, however, is another story. It was therefore not surprising to me when Kayode and the bank started bickering about funds placed with them that were not disbursed. If the federal government cannot honestly fulfill a promise to people in Lagos Island, one of the smallest and socially well integrated, then it can never do so anywhere else in Nigeria. Open challenge to Kayode. My former personal assistant recruited 10 young men who had roamed the streets in Lagos Island from Isale Eko to Obalende. They were asked to go in search of where the recruitment would take place to try their luck. In addition, they were to spread their dragnets all over Lagos Island to locate any recipients of the 10,000 naira. What they did and who paid them and how. We were unable to locate the workers. So, what happened to the funds? Before Tinubu appoints Kayode into any top office, he should be asked to publish the names and addresses of the 1,000 people employed under the scheme. We are waiting. Kayode the ingrate. Kayode to Buhari. It is unconstitutional to appoint ministers of state. Only cowards insult dying majesty. Aesop's fables. Just when Buhari was being consigned to the dusty pages of history, an event occurred which drew my sympathy for the former president. Festus Kayode, his former Minister of State 2019 to 2023, in a speech at the valedictory session of the Federal Executive Council, FEC, told Buhari that it was unconstitutional to appoint ministers of state. John Bosco Agbakwuru, who filed the report, did not tell the readers if there was any response from Buhari, who certainly must be shocked that he committed a monumental blunder by appointing such a cowardly ingrate as a minister. Irrespective of the merits of Kayade's submissions, this address unprecedented in Nigeria or any other country I am aware of is the first time anybody, a lawyer for that matter, would accept appointment and serve in a post which he believed was unconstitutional. At the very least, it is unprofessional. It amounts to receiving reward from foul play. No true professional does that. The immorality of collecting pay for performing a public role which should not exist tarnished Keyamo more than Buhari. The former president can point to the fact that ministers of state had been appointed since the Shehu Shagari administration without any objections from anybody, alleging violation of the constitution. The obvious question is, why did Keyamo accept and serve in a post he knew breached the constitution for 4 years, only to wait until his last day in office to raise the issue? When he said, "What I am about to say, therefore, should not be construed as an indication of ingratitude," he had named only one of the sins he committed in that address. He was certainly ungrateful. Only God knows who recommended him to Buhari for appointment. The fellow must be regretting placing so much trust in someone undeserving of it. He was also unpatriotic. Being a financial and social beneficiary of an unconstitutional measure is the clearest case of disloyalty to country that one can imagine, and to do so knowingly is the epitome of infamy, perhaps unequaled in the history of this country. Keyamo has always struck me as one of those who can be called intelligent but not wise. The late Prince Tony Momo, a former Minister of Information, would have called what he did as abuse of forum. The valedictory session of ministers is generally regarded as the president's last show. Kind words are said, promises are made to keep in touch, vows to come and visit are thrown around like confetti, even if not sincerely meant. It was bad to upstage the star of the show. Keyamo would have been more in order if he called a press conference to warn Tinubu about appointing ministers of state instead of embarrassing Buhari, who could no longer correct the alleged infractions. Can a 7-minister campaign full-time for a candidate? Lawyers in politics represent two faces of people who don't give a damn about truth or ethics. Shakespeare, to 1616, once proclaimed, "The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers." After that, Louis Howe, 1871 to 1936, told us, "You cannot adopt politics as a profession and remain honest. Lawyers and politicians scare me. There is nothing condemnable they cannot do." Minister Keyamo was paid by all Nigerians irrespective of political affiliation. We expected him to work full-time on our problems. Instead, he openly took time off to work on a candidate campaign. That he was not sacked is the proof beyond reasonable of doubt about how inept the Buhari government was. Question: would Buhari have allowed him to campaign for Obi? Would he have been fully paid for those months if he was working for PDP? Any way you look at it, there is something morally wrong and legally dishonest about the whole thing. Let us see what Tinubu will do with Keyamo. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.